Hello there, world of tankers. Welcome to the channel. I'm your host, Droodles Blitz, and in today's video, I'll be playing in the Tier 10 Czechoslovakian autoloading medium, the TVP 5051. Now, this is a very interesting vehicle. It's got a lot of good and a lot of bad. The good, the gun. It's able to deal 960 damage in just 3 seconds. That's insane. But there are some downsides. You have pretty poor DPM in the mediums category. In fact, I think the TVP has the lowest DPM out of every tier 10 medium. Not only that, but the TVP also features the worst reverse speed out of all tier 10 mediums. And those two things we just mentioned are a lot more important than you may think. Bad reverse speed means that you are very easily caught out in the open, right? This tank is large, it's got very poor armor, it's incredibly easy to shoot. So because of that, with the bad reverse speed, it's very easy to catch this thing out and bleed it. And not only that, but with the poor DPM, it means that mediums and even heavies can usually win the engagement. So that is definitely going to be the biggest worry that you'll have driving the TVP. However, you also feature great mobility, a top speed of 60, and again, an incredibly dangerous gun. And while 2,700 DPM might be bad in the mediums category, it's still pretty good in DPM in general, right? The average DPM of a heavy is about 2,700, so it still has plenty of damage per minute to get the job done. If your average game lasts 3 minutes and you're able to output 2,700, you're still able to deal a lot. So here we are on Port Bay. Up against us, we have a T57, an E100, and an M5Yo in terms of heavies, and a Rheinmetall Skoda T27 in terms of mediums. Okay, well, let's see what we can do. The thing that I really like about the TVP is that it's not just a brain-dead YOLO tank. If you drive this tank too aggressive, you'll fall apart. But if you play it too passive, you're probably not going to do anything. And because of that, it genuinely is a skill-based vehicle. So, let's start by driving to mid, and we'll see what we can do. Boy, our team's not supporting us at all. Okay, well, in other words, I'm going to chill here, and we'll see if we can bleed something out. I need to scratch my nose. All right, let's see. Fall back. I'm not falling back until I see what we're looking for. There's one shot. There's two shots. Okay. Okay. The guy hits me full speed on the move at a distance that is very far away and took 620 of my health off. That's actually really annoying. We still won the trade. That player is less than 1,000 health, which is really good, but it is kind of frustrating that we got hit full speed on the move like that. I cannot believe that. Anybody that's driven a Błyskawica knows how inaccurate the thing is, so it is pretty crazy. There's one. Okay, thanks game. Okay, well, we should have done 1,000 damage, but we got punished for aiming our shell properly. We get hit by the Skoda. Oh, and the Błyskawica wants to YOLO me because he's mad that I outplayed him. Go ahead. Let's see how that play works out for you, my guy. Let's see how that play works out for you. We're going to move over this way, and we're going to keep moving over this way. Our team's pretty garbage, I'm not going to lie. They literally have not left spawn. I don't know what they're doing, but they're not doing much of it. There's one. Can't pen you with the second, and we get the third. Not bad. We're up to 2,300 already, which is pretty good. This team is just horrible. I don't even know what to say. They're just horrible. Our Tornvon is pushing the 100, which isn't actually a bad play. Let's see. Let's move over here. And is the Skoda still on top of the ramp? No. As of now, they are not. The Błyskawica is probably going to back up, or they're going to get nuked by the 183. It's one or the other. Let's see. Yep, there you go. They are insta-killed by the 183. Alright, well, we get the Skoda. That was actually a crazy shot, I'm not going to lie. Absolutely surprised at that hit. We have the grill. The Sheridan's over here. We got the Tornvon over here. I'm going to try and help out. Let's see if we can make an aggressive play. Go, 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 go. There's no reason to play passive. There's one. There's two. Not able to get the third, but that's okay. We are already up to 3,400 damage. At this point, we don't have much left. We have the Rheinmetall Panzerwagen, Skoda T27, a T57 heavy use 190 health. There's the Skoda. Alright, well, let's see. We got all these tanks making plays over here. I'm going to try and support my teammate in the 183. Let's see, we have the Yo. There's one shell. 2 shells. Not able to get the third. I'm going to start backing up. Okay. You see what I mean by the reverse speed's horrible on this thing? Like, you might think, oh, you know, the reverse isn't that bad. 17's still fine. But it honestly isn't. Like, 17 reverse is pretty garbage. And when you're trying to back up from a yo or a heavy, you don't really have that mobility. And you do in a lot of other... where did my shell go? I'm so confused. I mean, it went into the rock. I can see it right there. But I just... we got really unlucky, I guess. Either way, we're up to 4,300. We've assisted 1,000, and we have a kill. So if we can get one more kill on the enemy Skoda over here... Actually, never mind. We might die. Well, we will if our shell low rolls. We have, as I mentioned, a pretty good damage per shot of 320, and that guy had 321 health, but as always, my game decided I was not going to get an average roll, and we were going to be out-traded. Either way, still pretty good. We did 4,600 damage. We assisted 1,023, and that alone brought our mark up to 86.51%. All right, well, we started at 85%, so we have to go up a total of 10% throughout today's video, and I'm hoping that it won't be too bad of an experience. I like to showcase everything, whether it's good or bad, on my marking sessions. I could have a terrible game today. I could have literally a 0 damage battle, but I am willing to show both the good and the bad, because that's the type of creator I want to be. I don't want to just hide any bad game that I have. So if I end up having a 0, it's whatever. It's going to take us a while to recoup from that, but yeah, I mean, I can't say that every game I play is going to be perfect, because you have to read the enemy matchup and figure out how you're going to play off of that. The TVP does great when there's less mediums and more heavies and tank destroyers, because as you can imagine, being able to get behind a vehicle which is slow like an E100 or something, you can get a lot of damage out. You can outspot TDs, but mediums, you can't. You're not going to outspot a Sheridan or a 62A. You're not going to out DPM them, so you're going to be in a rather troublesome situation. Well, we have a 4005, we have a 183. The question is our Rheinmetall going to go to medium flank? It looks like they might. Okay. What do they have? 62 and a Sheridan. Alright. Play it by ear. We'll see what happens. Sheridan is obviously super scary, and it's the main tank that I'm worried about. Not really worried about a 62A, but losing 600 of my health very quickly can be rather frustrating. So we're going to chill right here. There's the enemy Sheridan. There's the 62. I'm spotted? Okay. Guess I was poking through the bush. That sucks. I'm not seeing anything on the heavy flank so far, and as much as I want to support my teammate in a Rheinmetall, I don't really want to be caught in a bad spot here. So we're going to move all the way to the far corner like this. Let's see. What is the Sheridan's game plan? Okay, we do actually see that they have tanks on the other side, including a 57 over here. Okay. Let's move up a bit. See if we can get some damage into them. Oh, yeah, they got a lot of tanks over here, actually. There's 1, 2, and 3. There you go. That's 910 damage. And while we do bleed 300 to the T62, we literally just took a full health 183 and bled them out half their health. And again, that is what you're able to do in this tank. If that 62A wants to focus me, it's going to be a really bad play on their part, because they should be focusing bigger threats. There's 1, there's 2, and there is 3. That player's out of the game, and we've done 1,700 damage. And again, this is what's so good about this tank. It's the fact that you have this immense clipping potential, and you're in a medium, so you have mobility as well. You have DPM, you have capabilities that you're not really going to be able to find in any other style of vehicle. So that's your big advantage in this tank. Alright, well, let's see. We have the 57 over here, and I'm going to get to a side. There's 339. There's 687. That's 1,028 damage off of that player. And we're up to 2,700 already. That's pretty good stuff. If this 183 shoots, we'll be able to take him out of the game. Easy peasy. So there you go. 183 shoots. We only have 5 seconds left on our reload, and this player's out of the game now. So let's reload, and let's just get to a side. Oh, whoa. Thanks, game. That's great. That is amazing. I cannot believe that Wargaming did that to me. I can't believe that we bounced the 183s flat side. And now the E4 is going to go for me. That's great. E4 missed. Thank God. I'm speechless, though. I'm absolutely speechless with how the game treated me there. I got punished for something that was not my fault. Okay, well, there's one shell, there's two, and there's three. That player's out of the game. We've still done pretty good. We're up to 3,800 damage. And while the E100 is alive, I can't imagine they're going to be alive for a whole lot longer. Let's see, there's the 183 over here. And we're going to reload. We've got 2 more seconds. Let's go for the fuel tank. There's 1, 2, 3. There you go, 766. And all that's left is the T-62A, who's dead, and the 183, who we should have killed before. As I said, I just can't believe my shell bounced at 183. I had to leave at that point, right? I mean, I had no opportunity apart from leaving. Super Conk takes the 183 out of the game, and we did pretty good. 4,500 and 3 kills. I think I played this game perfect. I really do. My shot bouncing that 183 made no sense. It's just Wargaming giving that tank troll armor for literally no reason. But, hey, our mark went up 1.7%, which puts us up to 88.21. And another pretty decent game for this vehicle. As you can see, the TVP, when you do get the gun working, it feels great. I mean, the fact that I was able to take that 900 health Sheridan, take them out of the game like that, is pretty crazy. But we have the 183, full health tank destroyer. And I brought that tank down to 890 health. And if our second clip had actually penned, we literally would have 2-clipped the 183. Now, you might have asked why I didn't try to shoot the 183 with my third shell. And the simple reason is because if I had stayed there, he would have reloaded and ruined my game. So I made the correct play leaving. I did not want to lose 1,300 health because I wanted to pen my third shell. It's always smarter leaving, reloading. Because the thing is, I didn't lose any health pushing that 183, right? I took 300 off of him, and I got away completely free. So even if my gun did troll me, I still didn't lose any health. The moment you lose health to deal 300 damage or even 600 damage, it's not worth it if I'm losing 1,200 in return, right? So that's something you have to think about. Either way, here we are on Faust. And I don't really like Faust, if I'm going to be honest. It's a map that it can have strengths, but generally it's got a lot more weaknesses. We got the Denala, which is a very dangerous light tank, so we'll have to be careful about that. We have the 907, okay. Oh, we've spotted the BZ-58 too, and they're going to drive over. I'm not going to shoot right now. We're just going to keep spotting and seeing exactly what gets detected. Okay, our 183 shoots, and he gets hit for 700. There you go. We've spotted the Caro now. Let's see, is the BZ going to cross? There's 1 for 326. There's 2, and there is 3. And that is 1,000 hit points we took off of that player. Alright, that's pretty good, I gotta say. And now we reload again. We got 10 seconds left. That Denala is going to be such a rat. That is one of the most dangerous tanks in the game now. I have to be really careful about that thing. We have the 907, we have the BZ. Okay. We're just going to keep chilling here for now. Let's see, is the BZ going to back up? Is the 907 going to overpoke? So far, we're not seeing all too much. We have the Caro, and... Come on, Caro, overpoke it. Come on. Nah, it doesn't look like he's going to. There's 1 into the 907, 2 into the 907, and that's obviously pretty good. Our V4 is still alive, and we do still have the 183, so that's quite nice. I think the correct play to make right now, though, is to reposition over towards the grill. See if we can help out the 75 and potentially get out a big bleed into this guy. Let's see, let's see. Let's head over to the rear of the 268. Okay, we bounced him once, penned him once, and... Okay. Where are my shells going, game? Genuinely, where are my shells going? And now I have a 268 who's on my rear. Thankfully, he's dead. But, like, where are these shots going? I'm so confused right now. I'm actually so confused. Okay, we have all those tanks on the other side. We have the BZ, who we hit once, we hit twice, and... Okay, third shell misses, but we still took 700 health off of them, which isn't that bad. Alright. Reloading again. I still have to be really careful here. Our Yo is playing very aggressive. Okay, nice. That player's gone. That's obviously pretty important. Let's see. Oh. 1, 2, 3. That's 1,022 off that player. which is obviously quite good, but I also bled a lot of health. I was really hoping the girl wasn't going to be facing me, but he was. The good news is that it doesn't really matter if I die at this point. We've done a pretty good job. The 268 version 4 really appears to want me for some reason. I'm going to head over this way, and let's see if we can get behind the V4. Keep on going, keep on going. Hello, Mr. V4. Hello, good sir. There's 1, there's 2, and there is 3. That is 1,012 off of that player, and their game is ruined. However, so is mine, because we're going to be YOLO'd by the Denala. Let's see if we can bait his clip. I'm going to pretend like I have shells, but it really doesn't matter. That light tank is broken as hell, by the way. It's in testing right now, so it's not released. Basically, it's a double shot tank that gets 800, or maybe it's even 900 damage in 2.5 seconds. It's ridiculous. It's basically a TVP at tier... Yeah, watch this. 411, then it reloads for like 2 seconds and does another 400 damage. It's ridiculous. I don't know how Wargaming thought that was a good idea. I've talked to some of the testers, and they're like, the tank's ridiculous. And as you can see, it's pretty ridiculous. But I think we did fine. We went up another 1.59%. We did 4,500 damage, and I genuinely don't think we made many misplays. We properly took out the 268 version 4. We properly dealt with kind of everything in front of us. I guess I probably shouldn't have poked the grill. I should have let my Yo take the hit from the grill, but I kind of thought he would be looking at the Yo instead of the bush that nobody had been poking for a while, but oh well. I still took 1,000 off him, so I can't really say we did anything inherently wrong. We just didn't have the craziest game either. I don't know where my shot on that 268 went. For some reason, when you're driving at like full speed, I don't know if you could notice it, but like for some reason on the Microsoft edition of the game, when you're driving at full speed, your gun doesn't want to follow you smoothly. You may have noticed it was like weirdly moving. It's like fighting me when I'm trying to aim. It's because the upside and downside of the Microsoft edition for Blitz. The upside is that it has mouse acceleration, and what that means is like if I move my mouse a little bit, it's going to barely move my reticle. But if I move it fast and it's the same distance, it's going to move it a lot further. The reason that's really, really helpful is because it can make hitting precise shots really easy. And it can also make hitting snapshots really important as well, all at the same time. Downside is when you're on the move, mouse acceleration can try to fight you, which can hurt you more than it helps you. So something to think about. Let's see if I get spotted. I'm going to do a quick cross. Okay, I'm not detected. They have a 183, but I'm praying that the 183 doesn't go here. Oh, there's the bat chat. Okay. Interesting decision from this player. Let's go for the track. Well, I tried to track them. And to be fair, we still took 600 health off that player. Not really sure what they're doing, but it's pretty good either way. Let's reload. We got 10 seconds left. The 183 misses. Alright, I'm going to hope that our Conquer, somebody takes that bat chat out. There you go. Nice. Alright, let's move over here. We have the BZT, and we have the Chieftain. There is 320, there is 670, and there is 1,013. I mean, tell me this tank's not ridiculous. I mean, sure, if I was in a Leopard... Oh, wow, we got 1,500 assistance for that. That's a pretty big win. But, like, sure, if I was in a Leopard, I would be able to deal more damage per minute. But it doesn't really change the fact that I took 1,000 health off that Chieftain in 3 seconds. There's no countering that. There's no, you know, ooh, I could have played better. It's literally, no, you just lose a ridiculous amount of health. I'm not sure how I'm spotted that far away by a Kampfpanzer, to be honest. It's kind of ridiculous, but oh well. Nothing I can say about it. We did lose a lot of health. And the 50B spotted me. I don't really like any of this, because they still have a 183 who hasn't been detected, and I don't really like that. Okay, apparently I can't climb up this. That sucks. Oh no, the 183 has been spotted in the far back corner. Let's poke it. Okay. I gotta be really careful here with the way that I'm playing, but there you go. 1, 2, oh, okay. Oh, I'm not spotted? Alright, well that's good news. I need to reload again. And we can potentially clear this 183 with one burst, which is obviously really nice. Let's reload. The problem is I can't really do much with this 183 back here. I have to bleed him out if I want to be able to do anything. Thankfully, he's been bled pretty heavily. He now has 500 health, and he's on reload, which are two pretty huge things for me. We have the 50B over here, which I'm going to drive behind. Get 1 shell into the 50B. And 2 shells, 3 shells, there you go. 50B's out of the game. The Super Conqueror is dealing with the 183, or at least I'm hoping he is, but he's looking at me. Look at him. I'm literally trying to ignore this player. Okay, well, he kills my teammate, which absolutely sucks for specifically my teammate. We have the Kron, which is obviously quite good. Alright, we have the 100, who I don't really want to fight. No thanks. I don't understand why our team is struggling so much. Now, you can put on your tungsten all you want. I don't really care. It's not going to change any of my gameplay. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take out that 183. That's really the only play I can make right now. So we're going to... Okay. Why is he just randomly there? We still took him out, but unfortunately my reticle was not turned enough, so I didn't get the shot into him. That really sucks. As I said, we still took him out, so I think we still made the right play, but man, if my gun was actually facing the correct direction, we could have been a lot of damage richer. Alright, let's aim it on the 100. There's 280. There's 589. Okay, thanks, gun. We're up to 3,400 damage, which is pretty nice. And our team is not doing very good, which is not very nice. I don't understand why our full health 116 and pretty healthy E100 are too scared to make a play. It's pretty frustrating, actually. Like, guys, it's not that hard to make a play. Commit to something. Or don't, but do something. Right now they're doing literally nothing. Alright, let's reposition over here. E100 is doing whatever the E100's doing. There's 1. There's 2. There's 3. That's 890. That was a horrible, horrible clip, by the way. This tank has an average clipping potential of 960, so rolling 890 is a pretty substantial low roll. And the only reason I'm bummed about that is because getting kills gives you more XP, which means your mark goes up higher. So when we don't get kills, our mark's going to take longer to increase. But either way, that's still a really good game. 2 kills, 1,500 assisted due to the damaging of the Chieftain's ammo rack, 4,360 damage. And we're up to 91.77 on the mark. So I can't get too mad. But I think this game here was our best example of when the gun can troll, right? I mean, we had a couple easy shots, which didn't really want to hit, especially on that 183. And this tank actually has very poor turret traverse. As you saw, my turret was not fully turned towards that 183. If it was, I would have beaten him to the punch, and I wouldn't have lost any health. But unfortunately, his gun was facing towards me, and mine was not facing towards him. So, up against us, we have a VK-45 and a Type. Apart from that, 3 mediums and 2 tank destroyers. This is not going to be an amazing game for farming, just because they have a lot more mediums than they do heavies, so we'll see how it goes. Probably looking at 3,500 if we get a decent chunk out. Oh, no camo Yag, and our 50 TP is stock and going over towards the other side of the map. This is all very, very bad news so far. Alright, well, we were bound to have a bad team at some point, right? Let's chill right here next to our Sheridan, and there, okay, my bad. Okay, my bad. Okay, my bad. I can't. This gun, as I said, it's weird. It's like really good and really garbage at the same time. Like, if you can get the gun to work, it feels great. But if you can't get the gun to work, it feels garbage. It really does. Alright, let's see if I can spot. We have the VK. Okay, there is 1. And let's go for the roof. Not bad. We're up to 600 damage now. So it's not horrible. Even though our first clip was actually the worst, we are still doing okay. And we have the 92E1 on the rear, so if we reload for a few more seconds. Let's see. And 1, 2, yeah. It's pretty crazy. This tank has really nasty high explosive. If you do get the ability to actually use the HE, you can seriously ruin somebody's day. So we have to reload for another 8 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We finally have the shells. Let's see what the 268's doing. Well, he took out our teammate, but now we get to bounce him. 1. Not able to get the second one, but that's okay. We still got damage. We didn't bleed anything yet, so we haven't lost anything. That's the best way to describe it, right? We're still doing okay. Gotta reload for 5 more seconds. And see if I can get some damage into the Contracaro. There's 295. There's 592. And there's 902. And that full health Contracaro is now not full health. Again, the clipping capabilities of this vehicle are not to be reckoned with. And the 268 made the cardinal sin of playing over-aggressive. And now they're in a pretty bad state because we simply need to reload. And there is 1 and 2. 268's out of the game. And so is the Contracaro. Okay, well, we're alive. And well, we've dealt 3,500 damage so far. 30B, you can try all you want to hit me. I genuinely don't care. We have to reload for 5 more seconds. 3, 2, 1, and here we go. 1, 2, 3. There you go. That's 936 damage. Type 71's out of the game, and we actually had a pretty good battle so far. We're up to 4,400. And thankfully, we're the most mobile tank on our team apart from the Sheridan, but we have way more health than that Sheridan, so right now we can use that mobility and try to catch the enemy AMX 30B, and that's exactly what we're going to do. So let's head directly to that 30B. If we can get one more clip into this player, that'll be 5,000 plus damage, which is obviously pretty impressive. So let's just drive over the hill, and let's go for 1 shell into their tank, 2 shells into their tank, a nice ram. Unfortunately, we don't get the 3rd shell. We'll lock them down for our teammate, however. Don't track me. Okay, nice. We did fine. They blocked me, and I'll give them credit. They did gun block me, which was the right play. But we still got 4 kills and 5,200 damage, so I really can't get that mad overall. I did way better than I expected to in this game. The start was a little rough. Our gun didn't really want to work with us, but we're up to 94.52 now. We actually went up 2.75 in this game. A very, very good battle for increasing our mark. And you can see why I genuinely love the TVP. As I've mentioned, it is a skill-based tank. It is. If you think that you can pull this vehicle out and you're going to get the exact same games that I'm having here, that's not going to be the case. But at the same time, if you play this vehicle properly and you know how to use it, it genuinely can be so good. So we need one more good game. That's it. One more good battle. We need to go up 0.5% on our mark, so probably around 3,500 damage, and we've got it in the bag. However, I swear, every time I'm at, like, the last game necessary, I get, like, the worst possible matchup. So I guess we'll see what happens here, right? I guess we'll see. There's not that many people in queue right now, and that's good and bad. The good is that it means the matchmaker might put me into Noob MM because there's more people in Noob Matchmaking, and it might throw me there because there isn't enough people in the normal queue. The bad is that if there are good players and they're circulating in the matchmaker, you can keep getting them over and over and over, which can be very unenjoyable. So it's good and bad. I'm playing very early morning. Like right now, it's like 8 in the morning. I just woke up a little while ago, so we'll see. Here we are. We got a Kron and a Yo in terms of heavies. Wish we had our matchup with a Type 5 and an E100 and a VK45, bruh. But we have a much more dangerous medium flank to deal with. A Sheridan and 92E1. That's not very fun. I'm going to ping for our team to go to mid. The question is, are they going to go mid or are they going to drive their heavies to the heavy flank? I don't want them to. Heavy flank is garbage, and you shouldn't go there. Our Sheridan's not helping. Okay, this is not looking great so far. I'll be honest, it's not looking amazing. We have the 92. We have the AMX 30. Okay, but I do have the Type 5, and it looks like they are going to support. So that's pretty good. Okay, that guy got absolutely blasted. There's 1, 2, 3. That's 888 damage into that player. And we do have the Type 5, and we do have our teammates. So I think we're actually doing just fine. I'm not letting that Yo clip me. I'm just going to sit here for now. We have to reload for a few more seconds. 3, 2, 1, and let's see if we can get some damage. There's 400. There's 700. And there's 1,073. That's insane. That full health 30 is already nuked. Again, You cannot do this in any other tier 10 medium. It does not matter. If you are in a Murat, it doesn't make a difference. You simply cannot deal this level of damage output. There's one. Okay, and then we have the Sheridan. There's two. Sheridan's out of the game, and not able to hit him, but we do get a shell into the Kron, which puts us up to a pretty solid 2,900 damage. We are definitely getting the 3 mark in this game. It's not even a question. We are basically guaranteed to get the 3 mark at this point. So we're going to reload for a few more seconds. Got 2 more seconds, and let's see. There's 1 into the O, 2 into the O, and let's drive a little bit further. Let's get that player taken out of the game. I'm honestly going to ignore the Kron and the enemy M6 show. I don't care about them. They can shoot me all they want. I really don't care. Goodbye. Because they have the 268 version 4 and the 183. And both of these players have a lot more health that I would love to be able to farm. There's the 183 detected. There's 1, 2, and 3. Unfortunately, our clip low rolled, but, well, we're still up to 4,800 damage, so, well, I don't really think we need to do much more at this point. We've gotten our 3 mark. It's guaranteed. So, as I've said, the TVP is an absolutely incredible tank, and if you know how to use it properly, you can genuinely have a very, very fun game. You can see that kind of mediocre turret reverse on this thing. I already know the 183 is going to be expecting me, because I'm spotted and I'm obviously rolling... Oh, never mind. Did he try to blow himself up with an HE or something? I'm not really sure, but either way, 3 kills, 5,159 damage, and that was one of the easiest 3 marks I've had in a while. There you go. We went up 0.93, and there is our 3 mark. Pretty easy games overall. We had a very, very enjoyable run in the TVP, and this is what allows the TVP to be such an enjoyable tank, right? The gun is genuinely devastating when you're able to catch players out in the open. The mobility is great. A 60 km/h top speed with a fantastic power to weight is amazing. But, as I said, it reverses pretty slow. It is by far the slowest reversing medium. If you look at any other medium like the Caro, you're reversing at 21. If you look at the Line, you're reversing at 21. If you look at the Progetto, you're reversing at 23. The CS, you're reversing at 23. So this is the worst reversing medium by a substantial amount, and it is something you have to think about. The clip is really dangerous, but you do have low DPM. It's the lowest DPM medium, even compared to a Murat. So there's really good strengths and some big downsides, but overall, I genuinely believe that the TVP is one of the most enjoyable tanks for me to play. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.